Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel, it's RC Hyper Racing. Today is not exactly going to be about RC. It's going to be about my Super 73R and a few things that I feel like needed to be addressed because I've been searching for it on YouTube, and all the big YouTubers with electric bikes or whatnot, I might have or might not seen them explaining about suspension and um, just checking up on your brakes and stuff, because I found out, oh, and especially batteries. So yeah, I'm about to get into it. All right, so right now I have 380 miles on my bike, and first thing I'd like to talk about is the brakes. So I noticed, I think, okay, I can't remember the exact terminology, but I'm not sure if it's called brake fade or whatever, but after 100 miles these are starting to get a little loose, so I gotta keep tightening them up. I'm not sure, because if you want to tighten the tension up, you use this grub screw right here, make it a little tight. So you got me, I used to ride street bikes, so I kind of like that where I could just two finger it like so. So I might cut this later to make it closer like that. I don't like doing that, it's more, my preference is this. So I did notice that over time the brakes did kind of got, I'm not sure what the exact terminology is, but I'm able to pull the handle, the handles right up onto the handlebar. So I got to keep tightening them up. Even before I rode out just now, I had to tighten them up. The next thing I want to talk about is suspension tuning. So for me, I have the R, like I mentioned earlier, but I'm pretty sure like the R, the RX, the S2, they're all pretty much the same. It's like an actual dirt. If you roll dirt bikes, street bikes, then you have a good understanding. It's pretty similar. So let me get into it real quick. All right, so I'm 5'6", 169 pounds, a little fat boy if you ask me. Of course I can say that, whatever, I'm not afraid to admit that I'm overweight, but I'm not 180, so yeah, like my original weight before. Anyways, off topic. Anyhow, so show you this now. So what I did, if you're not used to like tuning, if it's, so if this coil is all the way up here, and again I kind of forgot what the terminology is, I guess it makes the whole suspension soft, then your bike, if you are too light, it will just bounce around, if that makes sense. Like you'd literally be fishtailing, and your bike will be bound, the rear end is going to fishtail and bounce all over the place, and it's not the best feeling in the world. It becomes kind of hard to control at some point, especially when you're like going into turns. Like I'm kind of weird like that, where if I got enough momentum, I like to go as low as possible when I'm leaning into the turn, even though this bike only goes at, tops out at like 32 miles per hour, 33. But that's just my riding a sport bike. It's my bad habits, just leaning hard into turns. But I try to do it on this bike. So yeah, so I guess you can put it this way, like the more weight you are, you just adjust it accordingly. Like if you feel it bouncing, then you make this stiffer, you just bring it down a notch, like I don't know, it's like maybe half an inch, but you adjust these according to your weight. This is gonna be your stiffness, and then this is like your rebound. So originally how I had it set up was, what I did was I had this pointing up, like straight up into the coil or the spring, and then I turn it to slow. Let's see. Yeah, I turn it to slow. That way when it goes back, when it pushes back up, it kind of balances out with this. But you might want to like adjust accordingly, because you want to be able to like ride straight, you know, just enjoy the ride and not feel almost uncomfortable where your bike is fishtailing like that. Yeah. um what else? Oh, and I gotta mention this part too. I'm sure they mentioned it, but I must have put this in there since this is like a little update on my Super 73R. These, oh, turn off the battery. So these batteries, I think regardless of if it's a Super 73 or whatever electric bike you're running and using, I feel that my lesson yesterday, I went 9.5 miles and I noticed the battery kept getting hot, but I kind of ignored it. And I think it says it somewhere in the manual that you need to take breaks or whatever. But when I got home after my close to 20-mile ride, I didn't take a break. And well, I did. I went to the mall real quick and then I rode out some more. So I remember when I got to the mall, I was thinking, geez, this thing is pretty hot. And so I went on for another almost 10 miles, got back home. This bad boy was freaking hot. So if you're gonna do long rides like that, you need to take breaks. I'm guessing like every 5 miles or so, depending, because right now it's summertime. So it kind of sucks that this freaking heat in Hawaii, this humidity. I mean, for Hawaii, it's hot. I cannot compare this to other places like Arizona or Texas or whatever, because that place is freaking hot too. But just saying that you need to take breaks, let the bike cool off for a bit, stay under the shade, or ride at night like my friends do. But yeah. So overall, I had this bike for 2 years now, I think. About 2 years. And it's a really, really fun bike to ride around. Sorry about the wind. If you're following my bike's IG, it's Super73R_Venom. And I really like this bike. It's, at least I know right now I could ride around on the street and not get in as much trouble as the people with Sarons. I noticed here in Hawaii, especially like in Waikiki, been hearing stories. All my friends tell me stories about how they're seeing people with Sarons that are getting harassed by cops. And it's sad because not every Saron or Talaria bike riders are bad riders. It's just those people that do all that crazy bullshit, popping wheelies on the road, are the ones that's kind of ruining it for people. I mean, my opinion is sooner or later they're gonna make laws so strict that the people right now that's messing up, I guess, how do I say it, big time by popping wheelies or doing all that stupid shit on the road, they're gonna ruin it for everybody. So I mean, they can do it like on the private roads or whatever where there's not many people, but when you're doing it through like Waikiki and whatnot, like a heavily populated area, and just annoying the shit out of everybody, I'm sorry, but you're the kind of, but that's the type of people that's going to ruin it for everybody. That's just my opinion, even though my opinion might suck, but I'm just speaking my mind and telling you how I feel. Oops, more wind. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. Hope you like this short video I put together. It's an updated video that I feel like I needed to talk about, because just trying to figure out the suspension, how to tune it, was one of the issues, and then I realized then, oh, it's just like my street bike. I gotta adjust the dampening and the, you know, rebound, making the shock stiffer. Although the RE cannot adjust the front forks, but the rear is all that matters for me right now. It's all good. Anyways, I hope it's kind of useful. It's up to you if you want to subscribe. I don't ask, I don't beg people for subscribers or whatever. I look at it as, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. I'm not gonna force you to. I'd rather just see my channel grow without me saying all the other stuff. But anyways, take care, and I hope you're having a great summer. Well, if you're in Asia, then I don't think it's summer, it's fall. Stay safe. Until then, take care. See you all on the road.